Hello, this is K.Jolie with Crochet Basics, and in this episode, by special request, we're going to make Bailey, a baby alive, Bailey, a two-piece bathing suit, a bikini. Super cute. I'm using cotton yarn, worsted weight. You're gonna need some a button, definitely at least one button, and maybe a few other buttons if you want to do some kind of embellishing, stuff like that. And you'll need a G-hook, which is a 4.0mm US sizes G-hook. Medium weight yarn. You can use acrylic. Acrylic does have more stretch and stuff, if that's what you like. A scissor, a yarn needle, and and a needle and thread to sew on the button for her bikini top. All right, so with that being said, let's get this going. Let's, Bailey, summer's here and Bailey needs a new bathing suit. All right. So with your cotton yarn and a G-hook, which is a 4.0mm, we're gonna chain two. And in the second chain from the hook, your first loop that you made, okay, you're going to do 4 single crochets. Okay, so leave your first loop loose, okay, because we're going to go back in after we make this first piece. So you'll chain 1. You'll turn your work and you'll do 2 single in the first, 1 in the next 2, so 1 in the next, 1 each in the next 2, and then you'll do 2 in the last. Chain 1, turn your work, and we'll do 1 single crochet in each. So chain 1, turn your work, and do 2 in the first, 1 in the next, 1 in the next after that, 2 in the next after that one, 1 in the next, and 2 in the last. Chain 1, turn your work, and you'll do 1 in each. So chain 1 and you'll turn your work again. So you'll do 2 in the first. I think we're up to row 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, row 6. Okay, so 2 in the first, 1 in each, and then 2 in the last. Chain 1, and you'll repeat what you just did. 2 in the first, work all of the rest, and then 2 in the last. So you'll do that for the next 2 rows. One more row, same thing, 2 in the first, 1 in the rest of the stitches, and then 2 in your last. So I have about 17 stitches or so. 17 to 18, 19. Sometimes you get a little extra, you know, get a little frisky. All right, so you'll pull a tail, and you're going to use that tail for sewing, but it doesn't have to be so long. I mean, it's a pretty small item. It's a doll bathing suit. So at this point, let's work the front of the bathing suit bottom. So where you did your first, leave that tail there. Sorry, leave the tail for, and this is what, you know, it looks like. This is the back side of the bikini bottom, bathing suit bottom, okay? So this first loop, I told you not to tighten it. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna pick up stitches on that side. Same size hook and all. So working around your tail still. Where is, here it is, okay. So you're going to do 3 stitches, 3 single crochet after you attach. What the heck am I doing here? Got a little tangled up here. All right, try that again. There's 1, 2, 3. And then tighten your tail, the first loop, so it'll close up that little hole right there. So you'll chain 1, and you'll do 2 single crochet in the first one, 1 in the next, and then 2 in the last. Chain 1, turn your work. So do 1 in each. So do 1 single crochet in each. You'll turn your work, you'll chain 1. And let's see. 1, 2, 3. So now we're going to add 2 stitches in the first, work the rest, and then 2 stitches in the last. So 1, 2, here's 3, 4, 5, and then 6 and 7 in the last one. So you'll chain 1, you'll turn your work, and we'll do 2 in the first, and the same thing. We're just repeating what we did in the back side. So 2 in the first and 1 single crochet across the row, and when you get to your last single crochet, put 2 in there. This is our last row, and we'll work 1 single crochet back, and don't add any extra stitches in this last row. Just 1 single crochet and pull a tail. For sewing, you don't need that much because it's a small item, and you're just going to close up your side with the seam, the tail. Pull a tail, snip it, and if you want, you can get your yarn needle now and sew that, and I'll show you what I mean. So, sorry. All right, here we go. Now this can be, this was your starting and your starting tails. So if you want, I'll make it real simple for you. You crochet around your strings. I'm going to do a double knot here. and just snip it off. It's not, you know, it's not too big of a deal. If you feel more inclined, you can weave it in. I'm just trying to make it, you know, a little easier. It's a kid's item. You'll find it on the floor several times and get annoyed. Okay, so here's, you could tell the difference. The front comes up a little bit more narrow, and the back is a little wider. Okay, so you got your tail here from the start, from the front piece, and your tail from the back. So you're going to sew that around, not too tight. You know, you want to be able to take it off of the doll and you know, put it back on the doll. So if you, you know, go around a few times. So I'll show you the first one. And you don't, you know, this will stretch out. I did mine in cotton, but it'll, you know, it'll wear in or whatever with, you know, the more she wears it, or, you know, it gets put on the doll and taken off. So just to go around a few times, and then you'll weave in. So you just seaming up the side of the bottom, the panty. Just a few times, just so it's closed and it's nice and sturdy. And then you could weave in, snip off. Now with this other side, if you left your tail long enough, leave it, you know, pin it up for now, because I'm going to show you later on after we make the top. You know, maybe you want to attach the top to the bottom, just so that you're not, you know, you're not going to lose it. It'll be sewn together, and you'll have, you know, you don't want to lose the top and then you still have the bottom, or, you know, vice versa and stuff. Okay. So here we go. This is the front. So you can see it's a little more, this is the front, sorry, this is the front. So you can see it's a little more narrow than the back, even though they look pretty much, you know, the same. We'll pull some more yarn here, and we'll start our top. Chain 3, 2, 3. Okay, and then in this one we'll do a double crochet in the last chain from the hook, and you're going to make a loop. So you're making a working loop. You know, this will be where we go right into. So you pull your tail, you'll chain 1, and we'll do 5 single crochets. Chain 1, turn your work. In the first one, do 2. 1 in the next, 2 in the center one, 1 in the next, and then 2 in the one after that, the last single crochet, or the first one that you made. Sorry, let me just pull some more yarn here. Let's get this going. Okay, so you'll chain 1, you'll turn your work, do 2 in the first, 1 in the next, several stitches, and then 2 in the last, just like the bottom. Chain 1, turn your work, do 1 single crochet across the row. So I come up with 10 for that row. So you'll turn your work, and we'll do 2 single crochet in the first, and then 1 for the rest of the row, and 2 in the last. Alright, and we'll repeat that again. 2 in the first, 1 across the row, 1 single crochet across the row, and then 2 in the last. So 2 in the first, 2 in the first, 1 in the rest, 2 in the last. 2 more rows of that. Let's see where we're at. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're at row 8 now, and we'll do row up to row 9, and we'll just repeat that with the 2 in the first, and then you know, 1 in each. So when you get to the end, chain 9, I'm sorry, chain 9. Okay, when you get to the end here, woo, I'm getting a little loopy. Okay, I'm getting frisky over here. All right, when you get to the end, let's chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Make it 7 so that we have 6 single crochets coming back. Okay, so you'll skip that first one. And you work them back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So let's give it a little frill. This is pretty much the last row for the most part. So let's give it a little frill on this last row here. So let's do a double crochet, chain 1, skip 1. Yeah, skip 1. A double crochet, chain 1, skip 1 stitch, chain 1, and just repeat that until you get to the end, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to chain 7. And that's if you want to. You don't have to. You can work, you know, a single crochet back if you don't like my little open stitch here. I'm easy. What are you going to do? You know, the choice is yours. I'll give you the options. Make it fun. So I have 1 stitch here, my last stitch. So I'm just going to single crochet into it, and then I'm going to chain 7, just like I did on the other side. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to skip that first one and work back 1 single crochet in each. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, you're going to skip 2, 1, 2, go back, but make sure you test your button to make sure that your button's going to fit through that hole, because you might have to chain a little extra if your button doesn't fit. So let's see. And I have a few different options, you know, because that's how I roll. Okay, so this isn't going to fit. This button I have here, it's not going to fit through. So I could try a little ladybug button. Maybe it'll do the trick here. So you just want to make sure that, you know, it's going to fit on. You don't want to, you know, be struggling with that. And then it'll hold. These buttons, this one that I'm using, that I'm going to use, it has the loop. So these are great. These are easier to deal with, to you know, close and have it, than to deal with a regular flat button. So, but the options are endless with the buttons. And so just skip 2 to 3. You might have to chain an extra, you know, to make it fit. And then you'll just work the rest of the single crochets back to the top here. Okay, and that's your end. So you'll pull a tail to weave in. Okay, doing good, doing good. Doesn't have to be a ridiculous tail or any kind of thing. So from here, you have your loop here for your button. So you'll take your needle and thread and you'll sew your button onto this side. And and you'll make sure that it closes up. But you might have to add a few extra chains just to make sure that it fits your baby alive properly. There's my needle. So here we go. I'm gonna sew my button on, and if you've seen any of my previous tutorials, you know that I am not really fabulous at sewing. I try, I do what I can. I lost my button, here it is. So I'm gonna go a little bit bigger and just make sure that it fits through the hole that you chained, so that you're not wasting your time and you have to like cut out the button and all that kind of thing. So let's hope I don't stab myself. And you can also, if you're using a themed type of button or what have you, if you have extra, you can always, put it on the front of the bikini or the bathing suit or what have you, just to give it a little detailing and stuff if you did it like me in all one color. So this is what I have. I got to weave in my ends. I got the bottom. I still have the string that I said if you wanted to attach your top to your bottom. I'll show you that in a minute. If you want to weave in your ends, your first two ends, your top end and your tails. So weave that in and we'll go from there. So this is what I have so far. I got my button on this side, my buttonhole on that side. Not that it's showing so well, but I swear it's there. I swear. And you have your starting loop. So with the starting loop, let's pull some yarn and we'll make a little knot, and you'll be able to tie your bikini top on, your bathing suit top on. So you'll just go through, make a loop, fold it in half. Super simple. If you want to do a braid or what have you, or a ribbon, a piece of ribbon, your choice, as always. All right, so just a quick little fold over knot, and you're good to go with that. Not a big deal, right? So she'll have it tied on, and that's your top. And with the bottom, let me show you what she looks like here. So this is what she looks like. Let me tie her top on. And the strings don't have to be that long, but better to have than to have to pull more and stuff. So there's the back. She's buttoned up. So let me tie this on. And if she's gonna, wear it for a while, or you want it to make sure it doesn't untie, double knot it. Not a big deal, You don't. Let's see. Little double knot, not a big deal. Okay, and let's get her bottom. And what I was saying is, if you wanted to just attach it, just so that it stays together, just so that it stays together. All right, and it's, you're not losing the bottom. What you can do is you can feed your needle across and, just weave it in and out the top row, and then just sew it a few times to the top. And it makes it, a one piece, but at least you won't lose it. You won't lose, one of the pieces or what have you, since you just worked so hard to make this. And if you like, sorry, this doll is a little awkward to me. She moves she's a little stiff. If you like to embellish, if you used a themed button, a frilly fancy button or whatever on the back, you could do the same thing in the front. I have all different, this is from Dress It Up is the name of the company, and they make all different types of ladybugs, flowers, bumblebees and stuff, all different types of buttons. They're a lot of fun. You could find those at local craft stores or, you know, online in the computer and stuff like that. So there you have it. All right. And, you know, and it's a good idea to attach it to the top, you know, even if it's just a little few stitches, you know, you sew over and then just a few stitches in the front just to keep it, because the bottom is a little loose, you know, so that it can go on and off and all that kind of thing, you know, so that she could, you know, change her outfit. So there you go. Bailey's new bathing suit. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like making this. If you have any questions, please ask. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and all that kind of good stuff. And I'll be back soon with another tutorial. If you want to see more Baby Alive patterns or, you know, doll clothing patterns, let me know. I'll see what I can come up with. I do have some really good tutorials coming up in the works that I'm working on now. For some more amigurumis and some other doll clothing and stuff and stuff like that, you know, some fun stuff. So thank you so much for watching. As always, happy hooking because it keeps you off the streets. And I'll be back soon with the next tutorial. So please subscribe and have a super duper great day. Thanks again. Crochet Basics with K.Jolie and Bailey. Have a great day. Bye.